Can I come in, sirs?
Yes.
Good evening, sirs.
Please take a seat.
Thanks.
Raunak.
Yes.
Raunak Mani or Raunak Mani?
Sir, in Hindi it's Madi, in English it's money.
Okay. Raunak, you come from Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
And this is your 5th attempt at the Civil Services examination.
Yes, sir.
Your optional subject is PSIR.
Yes, sir.
Raunak, why do you want to join the Civil Services? What is the motivation?
Sir, civil services offers a diverse range of opportunities where I can work on desk jobs also, but I will have opportunities to work on field also. Similarly, in different departments, I will get a chance to work. So this diversity is one thing that separates it from other job opportunities, and that has been one biggest factor behind me going for the civil services.
You have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
How your knowledge in mechanical engineering will help you in implementing government schemes?
Sir, in this there can be two dimensions. If some schemes are particular to means some technical aspects, for example, there are some orders for particular size of harvester size or those kind of things. In that, my expertise or subject expertise will come into picture. But in general way, I have been trained as an engineer to do cost benefit analysis of any decisions, to be rational in thinking, to be rational in taking decisions, to be objective. So I believe that these qualities of engineer will help me as an administrator.
Okay, who is your favorite political philosopher and thinker?
So I would say Gandhi ji.
Okay. And tell me something about the Gandhian philosophy in the context of the recent geopolitical situation. How can we apply Gandhian philosophy to the ongoing geopolitical events?
So Gandhi ji was a firm believer that ends cannot justify the means. So if we apply that situation in multiple ongoing conflicts, whether these are wars or if negotiations regarding climate change and all those things, if we somehow are able to balance the ends and means, then we will be able to reach to much mutually agreeable solution.
Any other philosopher who also talks about ends and means?
Machiavelli comes to my mind, sir, who justifies that ends justify the means.
Are you sure about it? Machiavelli gives emphasis to the means, or he only cares about the end?
He gives emphasis to end, sir. So means I was saying that where Gandhi is on other spectrum, he emphasized on balance between.
Question is, like Gandhi, who thinks?
Okay, sir. I would then come. Immanuel Kant comes to my mind, sir.
Yes. What is the formula that Kant has given?
Kant goes for universalizability. That if an action cannot be universalized,
So, with respect to this means end, what is the formula that he has given?
sir, I'm not able to
Have
get
you learned about the formula of humanity?
something like that. Sir, I've heard that, but I'm not able to recall right now.
Okay. You have interest in reading and writing shairis.
Yes, sir.
How do you define a shairi?
So shairi is one form of writing in Urdu literature where there are multiple facets. Like there should be bahar or rhythm in the shairi. There should be some matching of kafiyas. There will be radifs. There will be repetition of words. So if we combine all of those things, then come the shairi. In means for easier sense, we can say all those poetic things. Means just like in Hindi we say gadyans, padyans. Similarly in Urdu we say nasr and shairi, where the poetic forms are shairi and nasrs are literature forms.
Can you share one of your shairis that you have written?
Okay, sir. There was one share regarding that. बस यही एक झूठ बार बार दोहरा देता हूँ. बस यही एक झूठ बार बार दोहरा देता हूँ. घर से फोन आए तो मुस्कुरा देता हूँ.
What does that mean?
Sir, means this is something like even means when I am not living in Delhi or means at home, but when a phone comes from my home, then I try to be as pleasant so that my parents remain calm at their home place.
Don't you think that is misguiding your parents?
No, sir. I means I believe that when I will be in some very more trouble situation, then I will always convey the problem to them. But it is generally human nature that people get more worried about phones. So if I will seem worry on call, then there are chances that they will exaggerate in their imaginations. So I want to avoid those situations.
Do you like challenges in your life?
Yes, sir.
If you're put in a situation where there are a lot many challenges and you have to fulfill so many things, would you be able to, or would you be willing to go into that situation?
If the challenges are 4 given, sir, then I will be willing to go to answer.
Okay. But your DAF speaks otherwise. Of all the areas or regions in India, the most challenging region is the northeastern region.
Yes, sir.
Whereas when I was going through your order of preference for zones,
Yes, sir.
then the northeast zone, which is zone 4, is your last choice. Why?
So regarding Northeast, that in my cadre preferences, that comes to last because in my service preferences, I go for IAS, and I believe that in northeastern states, currently a high involvement of security forces are there. So for civil administration, there is more work to do in some of the states like Uttar Pradesh or these states, while in police administration or on those, then northeastern states comes to place.
Okay. Suppose you are in a situation where you have limitation of funds, but you have to implement a government program.
Yes, sir.
What 3 steps can you take? Suppose there is paucity of funds at the disposal of the administration, but the scheme is very important and it will have socio-economic ramifications. How would you implement it? 3 steps.
Sir, step number 1 will be first letting the higher officials know that there is paucity of funds. So in longer term, they should arrange that. For short term, I can contact some of the NGOs, or for that matter, if there are some innovative solutions that can be help to monetize some of the assets, I will go for that. So
Third.
regarding third, sir, means I will try to find means some kind of modalities in the scheme itself where the highest priority things will be given priority, and in that if there are multiple schemes running by the government and there are some funds in other schemes, then with due process I will try to divert that fund, but all things will be recorded and will give priority to the most important
Have you
schemes.
heard about People's Road?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, this is a road built by one of the collector with people's contribution. I think this was in northeastern state. Armstrong PM was the collector, and he went for crowdfunding and built a road.
Is that not a solution?
Yes, sir. That slipped to my mind, sir.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, well,
Uh, and start with your Bhojpuri. You said idioms in Bhojpuri is
Yes, sir.
okay. It's not exactly an idiom, but there are some words in Bhojpuri, Hindi words, which have their counterparts in Bhojpuri. For instance, can you tell me what is lathi in Hindi? What is it called in Bhojpuri?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure, but synonym of lathi is danda, I would say, but I'm not sure that.
Veda again is in Hindi.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure that it is Hindi.
So what about Talia? I'll put you these 2-3 because you said muhavra in
Yes,
Hindi. So let me see now. Talia.
Tole, sir, we call that gamcha.
Okay. Pair.
Goad, we call that goad.
Neend.
Unghi, we say to unghi aa rahi.
Unghi. Yeah. So only lathi you missed out, no?
Yes,
Goji.
I missed it.
Okay. Acha. From the regional comprehensive economic partnership, India withdrew. What was the reason?
Sir, India withdrew at the last moment, citing first thing that in China was one region that India officially cited, that through RCEP there are high chances that India's existing trade deficit with China will further widen. Apart from that, some other regions which are though officially not cited were that India's vulnerability, particularly of dairy sector, to the markets of Australia and New Zealand. Further, after ASEAN FTA, even then means India's trade deficit is widening. So overall, the concern of India that after signing RCEP, the deficit will even further grow.
What are our coastal security measures challenges? Coastal security.
Sir, regarding challenges in coastal security, in recent times we are seeing increasing presence of China and interference of China in Indian Ocean. Apart from that, the pirates attack from Eastern Africa side in entire Indian Ocean is also one thing. The some kind of natural calamities like tsunami or all those things also. Cyclones are frequently visiting in Indian Ocean. And finally, there are some reports that increasing extremism in some of the nations, particularly Maldives, that increases the threat of terrorism also in our coastal security.
You haven't touched about the HR aspects. There are some HR aspects, human resources. Some issues have been raised by the personnel posted there with the Home Ministry and with the those are areas. I'll brief you on that. Now, what is the difference between rule by law and rule of law?
Sir, rule of law is something that we desire, where law will be one which will be equally applied to all, and that is a desirable situation. While rule by law is something that there are possibility that when there is arbitrary laws are made, which are being used to suppress people. So laws are there, but they are not necessarily leading to upliftment of people. Then you will say that is rule by law.
Which example can you cite in these two cases? Eras, periods.
In Indian case,
Yeah.
yes. So in Indian case, the present means democratically elected government is rule of law, while the British colonial government was rule by law.
Very good. In the wildlife, what was the earliest wildlife act that we had in India?
So presently, Wildlife Protection Act 1972 comes to my mind, but before that, there was Prevention to Cruelty Animal Act 1959. If I'm
Before that also.
then means in colonial period there was declaration of
There was a law. It was in fact 1872 Wild Birds Protection Act.
I did not know.
Okay. अच्छा ये बताइए something on your in the Indian history context, which era do you consider to be the golden era?
Sir, if somehow means if we can classify the post independence era, then I will call this as a golden era of Indian history. But if I have to go back in history, then I will go for ancient history, sir.
Ancient, which part of ancient history? Ancient is about 5000.
So regarding ancient history, I will go with Gupta period, sir.
What happened during Gupta period?
Some of the records of visitors show that means some of the conditions like there were no crimes or crimes are very less. There were no locks on the doors. They somehow suggest that this was golden period. However, means even they are challenged on multiple grounds. That there were some challenges also, particularly to women and other caste people. So those are issues there. But still, if we compare from contemporary society, we find that in Gupta period we are doing pretty well, sir.
In women empowerment, where have we succeeded? Where have we failed? Just points.
So in legislative measures, we have succeeded. We have very good laws for women empowerment, but somehow on societal level, there is a lot needs to be done because I find that there is a considerable lag between laws of the parliament or the legislature and the attitude of society towards women.
What law have we introduced to prevent or to minimize road accidents, especially highway accidents?
Sir, if I have to guess, it's a motor vehicle act was there and recently we made amendments to implement some measures like heavy penalty for not wearing seat belts or helmets. So that's what I can recall right now, sir.
You've done mechanical engineering, no?
Yes.
Why are we not able to take off on the electric vehicles?
Sir, one of the biggest reason is scarcity of lithium in country, which is very important for battery that is required. Apart from that, the human resource, the trained human resource, which is also where India is lacking. Capital is also not up to that level which is required for innovation in electrical vehicles. So I would say these three are important reasons for our lacking in electrical vehicles.
That's very well. Last question is that what measures is the central government taking? Okay, what is the percentage of pollution by vehicles?
Sir, I am not able to exactly recall the data, but various reports suggest that vehicular pollution has been the largest source, somewhere, if I have to guess, around 30 to 40%.
Delhi ranks where in terms of pollution? Air pollution.
Sir, again, means if I have to guess, it will be, it was called as the largest polluted city, capital of world, but I am not able to recall exactly.
No, in the Indian cities.
I am not able to recall, sir.
It's a second after a city in Assam, Minharhat.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So, Raunak Mani is what triggered you
to go for this civil service exam?
So regarding trigger factor, my father is an NGO activist. He works on human trafficking on Indo-Nepal border. So I have been brought up seeing him working with different agency people, different officers, and that interaction when he was sharing with me all those interactions. So I would say that was just some kind of molding factor that slowly and slowly molded towards civil services.
You saw some civil servant there?
I'm not able means fortunate enough to interact multiple civil servants, but my father used to interact with them, and then he used to tell all the things that has happened in the
But that must have happened in your childhood.
Yes, sir.
And then what prompted you to go for this mechanical engineering if your aim was to become a civil servant?
Sir, first thing that I had to do graduation for civil in services. In that, all other services, that means graduation offers were there, and I believe that being an engineer will help me to develop that scientific temperament, that rational outlook, that will further help me in my career, sir.
You have a very interesting habit, reversal writing. What is that?
So reversal writing is a form of story writing, where in the end of the story, there comes a sudden twist, reversal of events, reversal of fortunes. So there might be some chances that suddenly the hero appears villain or villain appears hero. So that is called reversal writing.
So you write such stories or you read such stories?
I try to write them also.
I try to write. Okay, fine. So you are a student of political science.
Yes, sir.
So my question is, why don't we shift to presidential form of government instead of this prime minister form?
So regarding shifting to presidential
Yeah.
form of government, I believe that even with prime ministerial form, there is no enough push or there is no enough requirement, because we are doing pretty well with prime ministerial form. Regarding since independence, why we chose for prime ministerial, India being means India has that legacy of being in cabinet system or prime ministerial system. So we continue with that, and
But there is a difference. Once a president is elected, say for 4 years in USA, he remains there for 4 years. In our system, it does not happen. A prime minister is always on the hookup.
yes, sir.
He is always thinking whether I have a majority or not. So don't you think it will be better if we shift to that? Because a person will have a longer vision.
Yes.
In that case.
So regarding that, sir, India is a very diverse country, and if at any point of time a prime minister loses the confidence of people, then it will be much better that he loses the seat rather than continue and let some kind of discontent grow up, as we saw in Bangladesh. So in such cases, though it might seem that short-term governments are not very feasible, but it's much better to let the discontent come out and let the new government takes into place.
But that way, if agitations can bring down a government, that's not a sign of very good democracy.
So, sir, that reflects.
Every time you will have some section of the society who are not happy and they start agitating, and that will bring down the government. That's not a very healthy sign.
Sir, people agitate in a healthy democracy for their rights, but they never means it's not like that. Directly, always they ask for change of governments. They sometimes have faith in the leader in the government, and because of that faith, they protest. Ki my leader will listen to me and will bring out some changes.
Now there is a lot of talk these days on one nation, one election, sir. What's your take on that?
I believe, sir, that this is a good reform. But considering the scale of reform this is, there must be attempt to gain as much as wider consensus as possible from both political level and societal level, sir.
Could you be more elaborate on this societal level?
So in societal level, I believe that there should be consultation with various civil society groups or various academicians, and then any form of model that we agree. Just for example, in GST was for unanimously. After that, there were many challenges to GST, but GST was able to overcome those challenges because of that unanimity. I think the same model should be replicated in one nation, one election also.
Okay. Now, apart from this one nation, one election, what other election reforms come to your mind which are necessary for us?
So regarding that, there are multiple reforms.
Okay.
One thing is that regarding criminalization of politics, that is something that on which Supreme Court has also commented multiple times. So there must be fast track courts to ensure that our lawmakers are lawmakers only, not lawbreakers. Regarding second thing, that use of money power apart from muscle power is also that should ensure some kind of path that those who are earning by honest means, they should also be able to dream to get into parliament and legislatures. The the appointment of election commissioners, it should not only be fair, it should seem also be fair. So in that case, the recent Supreme Court judgment, if possible, that could also be incorporated in new law. So apart from that, at wider level, if some kind of consensus is achieved, we can go for state funding of elections also, to ensure that political parties come and their finances come under grievance of RTI, and that way some kind of transparency can be maintained.
Vajpayee ji had once said
Yes.
that every parliamentarian starts his career, his or her
Yes, sir.
career, with a false declaration when he says that I have spent within this limit
Yes.
to win my election.
Yes, sir.
So, how to remove that?
That's indeed a very big problem, because there are certain limits, but unfortunately, in maximum of the cases, even the recent ADR report suggests that we spend a lot compared to the legal limit. With new technology, QR and all those things, there are chances that we can somehow monitor the amount of expenditures that is being done by politicians, by candidates. And with the help of technology, means Vajpayee ji had said that around, I'm not very sure when did he say, but most probably around 20 years ago. Now we have technology through which we can monitor the amount of finances that are being put into candidates, and which most probably will be able to regulate this.
But electoral bonds was one such attempt.
Yes, sir.
It did not succeed. So, what do you think? We actually threw it out completely. But could it have been there with some modifications?
Yes, sir. I believe that there should be some kind of modification. Even the concern of Supreme Court was mainly the role of government in getting all those information. So if somehow we can isolate that thing, that even government and opposition political parties, all of them are on the same page and electoral bonds are operating independently, then I believe that that will work, sir.
Now, lastly, talking about your interest in Vedic mathematics,
Yes, sir.
could you just tell me something about Vedic mathematics? What actually is fascinating you in that?
Sir, Vedic mathematics, it means originated around 1940. There was a saint, Swami Bharati Krishna Maharaj. He came up with around 16 formulas, and he claimed that he has found those formulas after rigorously reading Vedas. Though after that there was a various debate that whether those formulas are there in Vedas or not. After that, a book was published with the same name. And when the author was asked, that Dr. K.S. Agarwal was the author, why do you say that it is Vedic mathematics? So his reasoning was that any ancient traditional knowledge can be classified as Vedic mathematics or Vedas knowledge. So by that, so in Vedic mathematics there are means very basic formulas through which we try to look through numbers in a different way. Means, for example, in simple calculation we try from right to left. So in Vedic mathematics we go for left to right. So there are some playing with numbers, I would say, that helps to grow confidence in mathematics. So yes, that is math.
Are you aware of what's magic number?
Yes, sir. 1729 is called a value.
Why is it a magic number?
I'm not able to recall exactly, sir, but this is somewhere related to cube of.
It is the lowest number
Yes, sir.
which can be expressed as the sum of two cubes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Oh, Ronak, you are from Gorakhpur.
Yes.
So tell me something about your district.
Sir, Gorakhpur lies in Terai geographical region of Himalayas. We receive Gorakhpur is the largest rain receiving district of Uttar Pradesh. Because of that, there is agricultural we are mainly growing paddy and also some kind of sugar cane. But on health wise, we also have some impact because of mosquito borne diseases. Then in Gita place is there in Gorakhpur, which is famous for publishing religious books. Gorakhnath temple is there, which is a hub of north sector of Hinduism. Then Gorakhpur also has expertise in manufacturing terracotta products, which are completely eco-friendly. And that is also one district, one product scheme of Uttar Pradesh.
Okay. Then what is the specialty with Gorakh Panth?
Sir, Gorakh Panth is associated with the Sri Gorakhnath. Though historical accounts are not very agreement even right now, but somewhere around 9th to 11th century, he came into picture. And his means at that point of time there was a debate going on between dualism and non-dualism in Hinduism. So Sri Gorakhnath viewed that this debate is not of much importance, and actually yoga or yoga is most important thing. Based on that, he then argued for some social reforms, breaking caste hierarchies, uh, giving equal rights to women, all those things that he talked about. And that's why the Nath Sampradaya got some kind of popularity in the region. Sir.
Is there any significant means power holding of a particular, you can say, like we are divided into Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. Okay. So is there any power holding of a particular this community?
In Nath community, sir?
Yeah.
I am not aware of that. Means, as far as I know, Nath Panth believed in equality of everyone, sir.
Okay. So do you know that this is the only panth in Hinduism of which the authority, means the headman, is belonging to Kshatriyas. Don't you know?
Means I am aware that, sir, generally the headmen have been Kshatri, but I am not very sure that this is a rule or not, sir. That for that I am not sure.
Okay. So is there any collusion of politics and religion in that area?
So regarding collusion of politics and religion, we will find, because both are very important part of our lives. So we find that some kind of collusion is there everywhere, in every part of India, and for that matter, every part of world also. So I will find that up to the same extent, we will find the same collusion in Gorakhpur also, sir.
Means are you justifying that in that sense?
No, sir, I am not justifying. This was just my observation that these two different parts of life, though who ideally should be separated, but somehow they get colluded, and so that was my observation, sir.
Is there a power game? Is there means some fidgeting with the democracy? Means such type of collusions.
Yes, sir.
Means why is that suggested that they should be separated? Religion and politics, they should be separated.
So religion is about a personal life, and politics is about social life. So a politician should be treating every religion as one. So that's why it is suggested that religion and politics should remain separated as far as possible. But due to social realities of any society, somehow it's very difficult to find any society where they are strictly separated.
So do you agree that Uttar Pradesh is the power center of caste-based politics?
Again, sir, caste-based politics is some kind of cornerstone of Indian democracy throughout country. There are very few states which are, we can say that, which are not involved in that. Even in those states, then there will be ethnic politics. But in caste politics, if I have to answer that whether caste politics happens in Uttar Pradesh or not,
So as an administrator, what would you do
yes, sir,
to remove this? Means if you take it as a means shortcoming,
yes, sir.
what would you do as an administrator?
So regarding as an administrator, my first task will be to treat all religions, all caste equally. Regarding means very specifically that what can be done to remove caste or religion from politics, I find that this is the domain of legislature and society. As an administration, if a person remains neutral, treats every section of society fairly, then it itself becomes a kind of example which will slowly and slowly remove these things from politics.
You have interest in playing chess?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is your hobby.
I try to play chess, sir, but I won't say that I play at very mature level. Currently, my FIDE rating just around 1200. So I won't call it hobby, sir, but whenever I get time in once a week or once a month, I try to play, sir.
So what is the criteria for Grandmaster or International Master in chess?
So regarding grandmasters, there are very complex calculations where there are events, means there are again different criteria for women grandmaster and men grandmaster. But if a person wins tournaments, around 3 tournaments. In those tournaments, again, there should be more than 10 players. Out of the players who are playing, there should be, I not exactly remember the name, but more than half should be more than 2600 rating. So there are a lot of calculation. After that, if a person wins, then he will be given the title of Grandmaster.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Raunak.
Thank you, Raunak. Yes, your interview is over. We will reconnect with you in some time for your feedback.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please. Have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Raunak, there are so many things which are good about you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First, you're very appropriately dressed for the occasion.
Thank you, sir.
Your communication skills are very good. You were listening to the questions appropriately, and you were not a confrontationist throughout the course of interaction. So you were very humble, very polite, and you looked like an IS material.
Thank you.
So all these things went in your favor. Most of the questions were handled very well. Okay. But a few things that I would like to highlight, Raunak, is first, I felt somewhere you were giving little bit stretched answers.
Stretched answer.
You can have more economy of words.
Sure, sir.
So try to limit it. That's one thing. Then related to the caste and politics question,
Yes.
religion and politics question,
Yes, sir.
don't give an answer which creates breeding ground for another question.
Okay, sir.
Also, you said in a way कि ये तो पूरे इंडिया में ही है.
Yes, sir.
So, हाँ. So it gives an impression as if that so what? है तो है.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
As an administrator, you have to stick to the values of the constitution. Okay.
Sure.
All these questions are asked to you with the intention to check that how much you respect the constitution and its values. Okay. Because the office for which you are competing stems from the constitution. So that's why you have to stick to the underlying values of the constitution.
Sure.
You could have said that religion teaches us the right way of living, or dharma. Have you heard about Raj Dharma?
Yes, sir.
So in that way, you could have married politics with religion in a positive way, rather than considering it as a conflicting.
Gandhi's thought.
Okay. So you could have said something like that. Further, when it was asked that as an administrator, would you like to delink religion from politics? Again, you could have said that politics in the name of religion,
Yes,
is against the interest of the nation, but politics which promotes religion and all the religions equally is not wrong, because think about Article 25 of the Indian Constitution.
Yes, sir.
Think about Indian secularism, right? There is not a cleavage between the state and religion in India in a way as it exists in the Western world.
Yes.
So you have to highlight that as well. Your knowledge about your home state is good. Even you handled the current affairs things also more or less appropriately. So I feel you are almost prepared. When is your interview scheduled?
4th of March, sir.
So you have ample amount of time. Okay. So this was my feedback. Other honorable members will add theirs, and then I will disclose your score. Sir.
Just read a bit about the wildlife and all. The thing that is, and there's a committee headed by the Prime Minister. I forget the name of that committee.
Yes, sir.
Which is mandated to make any law or to surpass any law.
Yes.
if it is helping out on the flora or fauna thing.
Yes.
Just read about this. Well, I read that in the Hindu, that there was some that churning in the committee. They want to make some changes. Startup unicorn is a project. You were good, so I need not. I mean, you. आपने बहुत अच्छा सब उसको वो कर दिया है. Just keep your cool.
Yes.
वहाँ पर ठीक है ना?
Sure, sir.
And have you been to Bobby's?
No, sir.
In Gorakhpur, you have not been to Bobby's?
अच्छा, आप गोरखपुर? यस सर, यस सर. मुझे लगा यहाँ किसी रेस्टोरेंट की बात कर रहे हो. गोरखपुर, यस सर.
You are in this working with this Ajay Vision.
Yes, sir.
So they might ask you, what's your role there?
Yes.
What exactly is the role?
I work as a mentor, but the role means on official HR paper, they offer me, the role was offered as guest faculty. Hence, I thought that I will write as a guest faculty in means my day, but I work as a mentor.
you can say that you work more administrative things. Because the moment you say that you are a faculty, it becomes a problem for you.
Yes, I understand.
Because you are actually working for becoming a civil servant and you are teaching those who are trying to become a civil servant. It becomes a problem. So you can avoid that, saying guest faculty or something like that. He said that guest faculty. Yes. So that's what I was saying. Deaf is deaf. He has not written guest faculty. He has written guest faculty.
10 was it? Because in my paper this was written, so I thought I do not have any other option to go with, because they
He has written ad hoc.
They can ask you that what do you teach?
Guest faculty. Yes, because there is.
They can ask
Okay.
you.
yes, sir.
So what are you teaching in that? And then there will be a whole lot of questions can stem from that.
Sure, sir.
So something you have to conquer from it is
Yes.
and rest all is okay. I wanted to ask you one thing when you were discussing about Shairi and all. What is Rubai?
Rubai. Rubai is a particular form of Shairi where the rhythm is A, B, A, or A, means the about
It's A, B, then A.
yeah, yes, yes.
With famous Rubaiyate, Omar Khayyam.
Omar Khayyam.
Omar Khayyam.
Omar Khayyam.
Omar Khayyam. Rubaiyate Omar
That
Khayyam.
form of Shairi was started by Omar.
He is the most famous personality.
I did not.
Associated
Omar
with
Khayyam actually started this Rubai.
Rubaiya. He is the founder of.
Later on, it came to India. Originally, it is from Iran.
Okay, did not know this.
Way back in 1998, I had a piece of Rubaiyate Omar Khayyam gifted by one of my friends.
Raunak, also, your sitting posture, what I felt was during course of the interaction, you started dragging your feet beneath the chair.
Oh, sir.
Don't do that. And that will happen if your back is not touching the back of the chair.
Okay, sir. So means something like that.
Just go backwards, your base. Yes, now, yes, you suddenly look more sharp.
Okay, sir. Sure.
And your hands, you were holding your hands nicely. But in between, you also played with your thumb.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's a sign of nervousness.
Okay.
So try to avoid that as well. Because we're looking at everything.
Sure.
Okay. And have you shaved it today?
I saved day before yesterday, sir.
Please make it a point that you shave on the day of your personality.
Sure.
Because you have opted for a clean shave.
Yes, sir.
So please take care of that.
Sure.
Any questions, Raunak?
No, sir. Sir, वो लाठी वाला क्या बताया था, मैं भूल गया.
Goji.
Goji. Yes.
But in your photograph, you put in a beard.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And recent photograph, they say.
So they asked the photograph just before films. So last year they asked me that photograph. But same photograph continues for mains also interview also. So that is a photograph 1 year old, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, Raunak. So based on today's performance, we have awarded you, or if this kind of a performance is repeated there,
Yes, sir.
you'll get anything in between 180 to 190.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But you're definitely a 200 plus candidate, Raunak.
Sure,
So
sir.
if you work on the inputs that are given to you, yes, feedback, definitely you are going to cross 200.
Thank you, sir.
And my best wishes are with you. And how did you write your mains examination, written examination?
Every paper went well apart from just one paper.
Which paper?
Political science optional paper 1.
Paper 1.
So that was, I would say, below expectation. Apart from that, everything either went on expectation or above expectation.
Part A or part B? Which part was like kahan gadbad huya?
I think part B, sir. Some of the questions means I was able to write answers just on GS basis, not a political science worth.
Never mind.
Yes, sir.
Who knows that on the other side the sun is shining.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.